Hello there, friend. I want to warmly invite you and encourage you to join the Social Method Society, my membership for mums growing businesses using Instagram. This is where mums are going to learn how to grow an audience of perfect buyers and turn those followers into customers. If you want to build a community for your brand, if you want to experience consistent sales, bigger launches, and get more time back from your Instagram efforts, this is where you need to be. If you enjoy learning alongside others, if you want a network to collaborate with, to get referral-based business from, then it's all happening right here in the Social Method Society. And regardless of your niche or experience, we invite you to join us and get in on the fun. This is about mums supporting mums, women supporting women, collaboration over competition, and it is about us showing up and being visible in our businesses on Instagram and having fun in the process. Go to tracyharris.co/SMS to join us. tracyharris.co/SMS to join us now in our current promotion. There has never been a better time to jump into the Social Method Society because there are literally amazing bonuses on offer for those that join right now, but the doors are closing soon. So go to tracyharris.co/SMS to take advantage of our current promotion period. I'll see you in there. Mums with Hustle podcast, episode 498.
Welcome to the Mums with Hustle podcast, where you'll discover everyday mum entrepreneurs killing it in their industry. Learn the secrets you can replicate to create your own success with your host, Tracy Harris.
Hey there, ladies and gents, and whoever is listening out there. This week's episode is about the fact that your next level lives in the gap. It's in the in-between, the gap that silently dictates your growth. So what I'm talking about is that space between who you say you are and what you say you want, and how you actually lead yourself when you are met with the opportunity for growth, or when you encounter resistance, or when you are faced with a challenge. It's that gap. It's that space in between. The gap determines your next level. It is not determined by what you put on your vision board. It is not determined by your intentions, however well-meaning they are, but it is determined by your execution and how you're being when you are in the midst of the raw, unfiltered moments. And I'm going to give you a few specific examples because this week's episode is here to challenge you and to call you forwards and upwards. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the illusion of identity versus the reality of your action. Now, many female founders will fall in love with the identity that they've curated. We'll say things like, I'm a leader. I'm a high-level CEO. I'm building a scalable, freedom-filled business. But are you? Because how to know, yes, I am, or oops, no, I'm not, is when growth opportunities actually show up for you, like, are you capable of raising your prices? Are you going to now hire that team member or continue to stay in employee mode in your own business? Are you going to confidently pitch yourself on your next set of Instagram stories, or are you going to shrink and hope that your audience picks up on the vibe that you've got something that can help them? Your actions reveal hesitation, or they reveal undercharging, or they reveal hiding, shrinking, playing small, just constantly clinging to your current identity instead of stepping up and forwards for more. For example, how many times have you heard people say, or maybe you're feeling a little called out right now, with love always, maybe this is you. Maybe you say you're building a 6-figure business, but you keep avoiding actually behaving like you have one. You keep avoiding sending those follow-up messages, or you keep avoiding selling to people that have already bought from you before because maybe you've got a narrative that, oh no, they couldn't possibly want to spend more money with me, that people will feel like you are salesy. I'm using air quotes here. Your next level isn't going to come because you are walking around saying that you're building a multiple six-figure business or you're building a seven-figure business online. No, it comes from the leadership, from your leadership to actually show up and behave that way, to do the things that the seven-figure business owner does do, to follow through. It's the following through. That's the key word. The following up and the following through that creates your identity. It's not made in your vision board. It doesn't matter if you've invested thousands upon thousands of dollars in yourself. You need to be following through with behavior and decision making that is a match for the thing that you want. Otherwise, you're just not going to get it. Number 2 is the discomfort of alignment. So growth does not ever come in comfort. I really don't know how else to say it. I want a megaphone for this one. Growth doesn't arrive in comfort ever. It shows up in the things that you resist the most. The most. It shows up in raising your rates. It shows up in creating content on Instagram where you actually have the audacity to have a true opinion. And maybe some people aren't going to like you anymore, but heaven forbid you actually stand for something. No one wants to follow a weak leader, someone without an opinion. You may make money, you may attract some people, but it's going to be capped. If you truly want to grow and scale, then you need to be a leader. You need to be unbound in what you're saying. More brazen, more bold. Take up space. Be different. Fly your freak flag more. Fly it daily. Growth doesn't arrive in comfort. So that's why investing in your business before it feels safe is actually, it just feels hard. Your brain will automatically go to reasons why you can't, reasons why it's not the right time, reasons why you're not worthy of that, reasons why you're not ready for that. I see it every single day. And I'm not immune from this either. Like, I have these thoughts kick in. Once you learn about your brain and your biology and how your brain is made to have a negativity bias, that's what it's called. Once you know that, you can't unknow that. Once you know that, your brain is designed to think negatively about everything, especially things that will bring about uncertainty and change or growth, which means you're exiting the known for the unknown, even if the unknown is a promise that is better for you, better for your love, better for your health, better for your peace, better for your abundance. Your brain will find any excuse and you will be tempted to believe it. You need to know that. And then you need to fight that discomfort that comes with all of the growth on the other side. You've got to go through it. That's why it's called a breakthrough. You quite literally have to break through the discomfort and the resistance or the challenge. You do not get to your reward by skipping it. There's no magic pill. There's no going around it. We are going through it. And it's those people that you see winning. It's those people that deserve the success, the freedom, the results. Everyone else is playing it safe and expecting to reap the rewards. You reap what you sow. Sow small, reap small. Sow big, reap big. So just decide what you want. No one is lucky. There is discomfort, and it's almost as if when you feel that discomfort, That's when you know, oh, hello, opportunity to break through. And then we move through it. We say yes. We don't wait. Setting boundaries with clients or team members, that's another very real sort of situation, right? When you want to avoid those difficult conversations for whatever reason. Maybe we don't like conflict. Maybe we don't want to be mean. Maybe we don't want to upset them. Maybe they're going through something. No, you need to set the boundaries and you got to be clear, whether it's with your clients or with your team. Leading is not about being liked. We've got to become better leaders. Maybe you're resisting launching your new offer that you've been thinking about for months. You know what? Some of you have been thinking about doing it for years. It is time. It is time. You're going to be telling yourself it's not good enough yet, or the time's not right, or you got XYZ coming up in the calendar. You're waiting for the perfect time, or you're waiting to be more worthy, or you're waiting to be ready. Always waiting. How's that working out for you? It's not. Growth doesn't arrive in comfort. Write that down. Yet some people are waiting for the right time. That means they're waiting for comfort. It's never arriving. Stop putting conditions on your growth and success. Number 3, your self-leadership is your greatest growth strategy for your business. Your external success is never going to outpace your internal standards. So you can have the best funnel or the most perfect launch, textbook perfect, right? You can have the most aesthetic Instagram feed, but if you don't lead yourself, none of it's going to stick. Or rather, if it's falling flat, it's an inside problem. So you're being called forwards and upwards into higher levels of self-leadership and radical responsibility. If you're telling yourself that you're building, let's just say, a scalable membership, for instance, and I'm using this example because this is a lot of the women that I see and I serve inside of my spaces. Let's say you're building a scalable membership, but when no one engages with your launch posts, maybe you're that woman that spirals into self-doubt and it leads her to stop showing up or to show up less or to just avoid selling for weeks or avoid following up with people. Self-leadership is showing up anyway, regardless of the vanity metrics. It's showing up, especially when it's quiet. Now, some of you, I know you've done this, like you've gone to do a live launch. Maybe you've said you're going to do a webinar launch, and maybe you have even had no one show up live, which, by the way, is quite common when you're just starting out. Are you the type of person that would just, I don't know, not bother, not go through with doing the webinar? Or are you the type of woman that is like, no one's here, but I'm going to go through it as if 1,000 people showed up today because I'm going to practice, because I'm going to lead myself through the challenge or through the disappointment, because I'm going to get better at presenting, because I'm going to be able to put this out as a replay, or because I'm going to be able to turn this evergreen. Like there's just so much opportunity. But that comes down to who you're being. That's your internal standard for how you choose to show up and lead, especially when it's difficult, especially when it's quiet, because you are committed to the vision, not just to the vanity metrics. So that's number 3, self-leadership. How are you leading yourself, especially when no one is watching? If your dream clients were to watch you go about your day or how you do show up, are they going to want to sign up and work with you, or are they going to want to go off and choose someone else? Are they going to be magnetized and say, yeah, that's my leader, or are they going to be disappointed? Self-leadership is showing up and doing what's difficult, even when no one is watching. So yes, that's closing the gap. That's kind of recap. Number 1 is that illusion of identity versus the reality of your actions. Saying that you're one thing or saying that you want one thing, but then acting in a way that is not a match for that. We've talked about that so much here on the podcast, but it's something we need to always be reminding ourselves of. I even get in these states, I'm like, okay, where am I almost being it's more than out of alignment. It's like there's just a lack of congruence between what I'm saying I want or who I'm saying I am and then how I'm actually behaving and following through on that. We need to lead ourselves forward. Number 2 is knowing that discomfort is the signpost for growth, because growth doesn't arrive in comfort ever. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. Point blank, full stop, period, dot. And number 3 is self-leadership is your greatest growth strategy, because your success will never outpace your internal standards. So yeah, we're closing the gap. If you want to close the gap, if you want to access your next level, if you truly want your next breakthrough, you need to ask yourself, where am I operating out of the energy of my current results instead of the future self I'm stepping into? Ask yourself, what decisions would the woman with a fully booked coaching business or sold out course or membership make today? What decisions would she make today? You have to act like her even though you're not her. That's difficult. It sounds so simple because it is, but the difficult part is the embodiment part of that. And where are you going where someone is holding you to that standard? Where are you going where someone is holding you to that standard? I have said on this podcast so many times before, I believe that we are experiencing a severe lack of true leadership in the online space. There's a lot of pretenders, but we need leadership, and it starts with each of us. So that's your invitation. Your next edge, your biggest growth opportunity actually lies in being a better leader, because there's such a shortage at the moment. There's people that talk a big game. There's people that are more wantrepreneurs versus entrepreneurs. Like, work on your leadership and watch your business explode. And the third question, you can write these down. Where am I waiting for others to validate me instead of boldly moving forward? Where are you waiting for other people to validate you? Ladies, the way that we lead ourselves matches the results that we will experience. So, be a better leader and get better results. Be a better leader and watch your next level become inevitable. Do not resist from putting yourself in the circles and spaces or with friendships or with mentors where people do truly lead themselves and reflect back to others when they're not leading in a way that is a match for what they say they want and who they say they are. Let's not get offended when we meet someone that does hold us accountable to our own light. Let's hold on to those people and let's be those people for others. I think that's how we can raise the online education and coaching space, is by being leaders who hold people accountable to their light, but who also allow ourselves to be held accountable to our own light. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. If you want to know about my mentorship programs, if you want to grow a freedom-filled digital business that works around your life and not the other way around, you can email me or just go to freedomfilledbusiness.com. But you can email us hello@mumswithhustle.com and we can have a little conversation about which of my spaces, which of my programs is best for you at this point. But it is time for you to make a move, and I would love to support you in your next breaking through. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and I'll catch you here next week.